Okay, one strike. You know what I'm narrowing this down to, right?
Right.
Was he black?
No.
What? What? I was wrong.
No.
Because when people do shit like that, it's always like the dude from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Doing some shit like that.
I get it, but no, he was not.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tony Hadnot, aka the Nocturnus, and I'm here with my bro,
Ken Folk, and we are.
Super Hadnot Bros, and we are a podcast about nothing because a conversation about nothing is a conversation about any and everything.
Yeah,
I
man.
feel like we're getting a little better at that as the weeks go on.
Yeah.
You
You
know
know,
what I'm saying?
tag, keep it
Trying to
going.
find that rhythm starting to come in.
Yeah, it's all
So,
good.
yeah, man.
Hey, man,
What's
the
up?
digs. Look at the digs back here, man. It's different.
I like it. I
It's
like it. I like
different.
it. It's got a lot of charm going on
Got
back
a
there,
lot of shit
man.
going on back here.
I see the Funko Pops. I see the big Hulk fist. I see the big ass Avengers poster behind you.
Yeah, and that's the drawing of the girls.
Oh yeah, the caricatures. I see that
Yeah,
right there.
got some.
Yeah, man. That's hey. Now what's that? Ball?
Yeah,
What?
it's
Like beer pong?
yeah, basically or whatever. But you put them in the little things and whatnot.
That's a game I never played.
Like ski shoot and whatnot.
Oh, like at Peter Piper.
Yeah, like ski ball or whatever.
What used to be at Peter Piper.
Yeah, that shit gone.
I don't know. I ain't been to Peter Piper in forever. Okay. I thought that was like beer pong. I was about to say I ain't never played that shit before.
Yeah,
That's the white boy shit.
I haven't played it yet either, man. But
no diss to white boys. I just don't. They're the only people I know ever talk about that shit. You know,
the girls got it for me, and I just never found anybody who wanted to play it. So I need to find somebody who's willing to get down.
So what is it like for every time you miss, you got to take a shot or something?
No, man. So, like this hole here. If you shoot it and you hit it in that cup, the opponent has to take 2 shots, and then like it's got the instructions on it. It's like 1.5 shot for you, shot for everybody. You know, all of that good stuff. So you just got to shoot it properly or whatnot.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're not the only one getting drunk.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
shit. What the week been like? I know we just talked like a few days ago, but I didn't come across so much shit. I was like, we got to record Friday.
No, it's fine, man. You know, just normal, usual, crazy ass shit. You know, somebody fell out the tree the other day.
What?
You know, that tree in the backyard.
You know what? No, that's fucked up. I'm not gonna laugh.
Tree in the backyard is it's fairly tall. You know, and right now, because we're supposed to be out of hurricane season, I want to go ahead and try to get them out the way because I don't want next year, because we missed all the hurricanes this year. We didn't get none, so thank God. But I want to make sure that next year that tree don't fall in my house or my neighbor's house. And so they had a guy going over there to assess the situation and whatnot, and he was looking at it. He climbed up that tree.
Did he have the proper climbing paraphernalia?
Negative.
All right.
Negative.
Hold on. Let me ask a couple more questions.
Go ahead.
Was he in a company vehicle or was he in a private vehicle?
Private.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know where we're going. Go ahead.
Was his shirt tucked in or untucked?
Very tucked in.
Was he at least 55 years old?
Yeah, minimum 55, yes.
Did he have gold teeth?
No.
Okay, one strike. You know what I'm narrowing this down to, right?
Right.
Was he black?
No.
What? What? I was wrong.
No.
Because when people do shit like that, it's always like the dude from the hood, you know what I'm saying, doing some shit like that.
I get it, but no, he was not.
He was a white dude?
No.
Hispanic?
Yes.
Close enough.
But normally they have all the equipment and everything they need and whatnot. He just didn't have nothing. And he was just coming to look at it so he can give me a average price and whatnot.
Yeah.
And,
well,
he's fine though. I mean, just he's okay.
Like, what did he do? He got up, was like, I'm fine.
Oh no, he got up, he dusted himself off, and he was like, gone. He didn't even tell me shit after that or whatever. He didn't tell me a price or nothing. He just got the fuck out of here. So
I mean, I don't blame him. I probably would have too after falling from a damn tree. That's gotta hurt. You know what I'm saying? So no, well, I'm a little perturbed, and I want to talk about why I'm perturbed, but I'm not gonna talk about why I'm perturbed. I'm not gonna talk about it. You know what? I'm not.
No. You didn't.
I can't. No. I can't. I honestly can't. I'm obligated to not talk about it.
Okay, well, we'll talk.
But it was the thing I sent you the other day. I was about to talk about it, but I'm not.
Okay, well then we'll let it go.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still kind of pissed off about that, right?
I would be too, and I was pretty pissed when I seen it. But hey, yeah, we'll get that together.
All I'm gonna say is, rock with a dope idea when you know it's a dope idea.
Just do it.
Because somebody else is gonna find out that idea is dope, and then you can't do it anymore because now you look like you're copying, and I don't like to copy. So whatever. Anyway, so I had crazy thoughts, shit come across my mind, and I was thinking about a couple of episodes. Actually, there was a couple of episodes that we've done that ties into what I'm about to talk about now. One, time travel, because we talked about the Roger and Zap thing last week.
Yeah, man. But that's what God damn it, MJ, man.
Hold on. No. This one is for you, MJ. You're gonna have to hear me out on this, okay? But it was about the time travel, and then we did another episode about human superpowers that we don't realize we really have. Like like we kind of take it for granted, right?
Right.
So I was sitting there thinking, all right, well, we were talking about the whole thing about the disembodied voice in your head and, being able to picture things that you could see or whatever in your mind.
Right.
So I was like, I wonder if that can kind of also indirectly give us the ability to time travel. And I'm going to explain why.
I was about to say indirectly, because before you even explain it, are you just saying that basically if you see it, then you can be there?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, well then, yeah, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so we said that superpower of being able to visualize and hear the voice in your head was like a connection to another dimension, right? Or another reality, whatever you want to call it. So I was like, okay, so does that mean if I have a moment of nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say I went to, I don't know, some fancy restaurant, like a steak restaurant, a steakhouse.
Okay.
And the steak was like the fucking bomb there. So it immediately tied it immediately like engraved itself into my mind, right?
As far as the steak?
Hold on, listen. So if I were to think about that day I went to go get that steak dinner at that restaurant, I could honestly sit there and visualize how everything looked. I could remember the date, the time. I can remember what I was wearing. I can remember the people who I was with, the people who I was wearing it, what they were wearing. I can remember what the smell was like. I can remember the taste. I can remember everything that's extra sensory, right? Without even having to do all of that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the fact that you can go back in that moment in your mind and re-experience that experience you had before, would that constitute as time travel?
Kinda, I would say a little bit, but it's still a little.
Well, and that's why I said indirectly.
It's a little reach, it's a little far-fetched and whatnot, but it does make sense because a song, like I said, any song that you have can bring you back to a place. It can bring you to what was going on at that time, at that moment. a feeling, and it somehow makes you remember. That's what I even said, that sometimes people remember songs, they hear it and they remember that time they got jumped to that song. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything. So yeah, and you can feel it. You can go through that motion and everything again.
You could,
but do you ever, whenever that does happen, do you ever see it from third person?
No, I always experience in first person. Always. Like I've never seen it from third person. So it's like it's okay. So here's where I'm a little torn, because I'll say that it could be time travel, which I think it could be, because again, this is another reality, another dimension, or a past self, right?
Right.
In a sense. It's like it's like as if Rick Sanchez like took, like, I remember how he became Tiny Rick.
Right.
It's like you Tiny Rick yourself in a way. So it's like you take your mind and put it in a past body,
and
to
but you can still, you, and then you just remember that moment, but you're you now.
Yeah, you're re-experiencing that moment, yes, in the present time.
Right.
But it's like that contact with that other past self to be able to go through all the things that you went through in that moment.
That would suck.
Huh?
That would suck.
Why? I mean, that's what
you just get into certain situations. You be like, I don't really like being a kid, man. Like, I never want to go back, because I know a lot of people always be like, man, if I go back to high school and do this and do that, I don't never want to go back.
Well, it could be a plus or a minus. All right, I'm about to get like really real for a minute, and then we're gonna lighten it back up. But here's a good example. Again, we don't condone rape, but let's take a woman who's a rape victim, right?
Right. Okay.
No,
okay.
I mean, like,
going now, but it was
because I got it. And the only reason I'm saying this because I'm thinking about somebody who could be easily triggered by something. Right. A lot of times they could, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna say that. That's too sensitive. Let's say somebody who was in the military. It's the same scenario, basically.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Because that's too touchy. I don't want to like headline these dudes talking about rape and shit. Like we ain't about that.
It's already done.
Yeah, it's already done. I mean, it's gonna go on air, whatever, but like we don't condone that. But anyway, let's say somebody who's in the military, right? They experienced war. Right. And they seen some really traumatic experience. I don't give a shit how calm you were in that moment. Like you watched like 20 dudes in your camp get blown to smithereens, you know, his finger flying in your face and shit like that. Like you see this like really extremely graphic shit. And then you get out of the war, you come home, you get discharged from the military, and you come home. Now you suffer from PTSD. Those guys who suffer from PTSD will, you know, if something triggers them, if they hear like a siren or an alarm or even a firecracker pop, in their mind, it's going to sound like a
firecracker thing, and it wasn't fun.
Yeah. And so
our cousin could have killed everybody that day if he had his gun on him.
Yeah, but my point is, when you see that, and then you have that, when you have those triggers like that, it's like you immediately go back into that place that you were in where you originally experienced it. Would that be a sense of, would that be a sort of time travel?
I would imagine so, yes, because you get stuck in that area, the feeling and everything feels real as fuck. So yeah, sure.
I think we can time travel. And
good job, all right. Good job, MJ. You did it.
I'm gonna like no. I'm about to one more thing, and then we can get off the time travel thing. Now, last scenario for time travel for humans who can do it.
Okay.
I don't want to say if it's time travel. Maybe it's more like predicting the future. Like we can predict the future to a certain extent.
Okay.
So let's say that I'll use you as an example, right?
Yes.
I'll say that you don't like to eat cauliflower.
I do not.
You don't like to eat cauliflower. So that means if I was like, all right, I'm going to take my brother to lunch today and I'm going to go take him to go eat cauliflower. Okay. In my mind, I already know that when I offer you the cauliflower, you're going to say, no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, once we go to lunch and I say, hey, have this cauliflower, you're going to say no. Would that be time travel or the ability to predict the future?
It's not really predicting the future. It's cause and effect. And you're causing this to happen. You know the effect already. So you kind of just set yourself up to.
I mean,
already know now,
and and granted, that's a very basic example.
Yeah, no, because people do it all the time. Like,
right,
people go places where they know somebody don't like their ass, and then when something happened, they'd be like, "I knew that was what happened." It's like, nigga, you knew that shit.
Okay, but then here's the twist.
Okay,
because essentially, anything that happens in the future is always going to be a result of cause and effect anyway.
Of course.
So there's always going to be some sort of variable.
We always have two choices.
There's always a variable. What I'm saying is, if it is cause and effect, and I'm not, because I'll say we can only do it to a certain extent. So there are times that I could have been wrong. Let's say I took you out to lunch and then said, "Hey, can you eat this cauliflower?" And you was like,
I said, what? "Sure,
I'm feeling experimental today.
Give it a shot."
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all cause and effect, but I don't know. That was just something that kind of came across my mind, man. As far as like having a superpower,
like looking into the future or nothing like that, or predicting anything, because at every moment we're going into the future.
Yeah, well,
so we're trained to see like where my hand is going to go when I do this, whatever. We already know where it's going to go, where it's going to do. But then every time you do it, now it becomes a past. We're never living in the present.
See, I've always thought of it a different way, honestly. And this is another route of thinking, because my brain be doing all kind of crazy shit. I always thought there was always present and past.
We're never in the present.
I see. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I guess I can see it both ways, because like right now I'm talking, which is presently what I'm doing.
What you just said is in the past.
It's in the past, right?
And you're already thinking about the next thing you're going to say, which is the future. You're never in the present.
Yeah. Okay, that's a very interesting conversation to have. But honestly, it could go both ways. Some people can see the present. Some people can say, "Oh, it's only future."
Maybe.
Yeah,
sure enough.
It's a tough call. It's a tough call because I can't disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is what it is, but that's what I said. That shit in the past now.
Well, I guess. Well, I was on Twitter yesterday, and huh?
What you was doing on Twitter?
I'm always on Twitter now, man. I didn't think that I'd ever be like the Twitter guy, but I'm like a Twitter guy now.
Yeah.
Only to see what the hell people be saying, because I like to be observant to see what people just say.
Yeah,
and people just
say
say crazy stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm saying people say crazy stuff, but we sit here talking about other dimensions and shit. But anyway, they were talking about Batman Returns.
Okay.
And they were saying, is Batman Returns a Christmas movie? Because it had a lot of Christmas imagery.
Yes.
And this and the other.
Yes, of course. Just like Die Hard.
Well, but a lot of people were on there saying just because there's Christmas imagery doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie. I personally beg to differ. Because if you take a movie and there's just Christmas all the way around the movie, even though it may not necessarily be your typical Hallmark Santa Claus shit, that shit's a Christmas movie. If I see a Christmas tree more than once in a movie,
one time. That's all you need to see is one Christmas tree.
Well, no, because there are movies that say like you go through somebody's life, like a biopic. You'll see a Christmas tree in there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm on doing the podcast. What's happening? My bad, man. Yeah, I gotta get some stuff done with the truck.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Hey, man, it's been the truck has been just a raggedy ride. You know what I'm saying? Is them struts and whatnot just kind of makes that one side on the passenger side just kind of wobbly and shit. It ain't like the tire go fly off or nothing, but it's a trash ass ride. I need to get it fixed.
Hey, I understand shit. I still got to get my front brakes done on mine. I just got my back ones done. Huh?
I just got the front and back done.
Yeah, I just did my back ones. I gotta but my front ones are starting to squeak and grind and shit. So
yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm sorry. So we was talking about
Christmas movies that don't look like Christmas movies.
Right. It's still, if you see one Christmas tree, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Unless it's a movie about somebody's life. And then like they just happen to go through Christmas time and you see a Christmas, like, you know how some movies like
Oh
go through
yeah, just
different
like in
times of the
passing.
year.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like that would be the only difference. But like a movie like Die Hard or Batman Returns, and man, you ever seen that weird ass movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman?
What's it called?
The one where they wear the mask and go to the party.
No, never seen
Eyes
it.
Wide Shut.
Nah, man.
That
I
was
ain't
also
trying
a
to get
Christmas
sucked
movie.
into the Illuminati, bro. No, no, no.
It's
I
not
ain't
so
like
much.
it.
I don't want to call it an Illuminati thing. I mean, it could be, but it's
basically like this.
it
In
kind
plain sight,
of
right? Hiding in plain
it.
sight.
Well, it's more to it than that. So okay, here's the story to this movie.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is married to Nicole Kidman's character, and Nicole Kidman's character was having this dream about like fucking this Navy officer that she never, like, she had just met him and she was like fucking the dude.
Okay.
And then she never told Tom Cruise about it, nothing like that. So it was just whatever. So later that night, they go to a Christmas party that was thrown by one of Tom Cruise's clients. Tom Cruise is a like a wealthy doctor, by the way. He's like super, you know, he's very rich or kind of rich, or he got money. Anyway, one of his clients was like way more wealthier than that. And he threw like this extravagant ass Christmas party. So when you first go to the house, you think it's all cool. It's like fancy. They got champagne, you know, people giving you champagne off the tray and all this other stuff. But
caviar and whatnot.
Yeah. So Nicole Kidman or Tom Cruise, one of them walk off to go do something. And while they were kind of separated, one guy walks up to Nicole Kidman and was just like, he starts flirting with her and like being all, you know, James Bond on her and shit like that. And she just kind of blew it off, but kind of was like, oh yeah, he real flirty. And then Tom Cruise got walked off by like two chicks on each of his arm, and they were like just kind of flirting with him. And both of them was kind of like, oh, that was kind of weird. So anyhow, later on in the party, his client, the super rich dude, was upstairs like banging out some chick that wasn't his wife, but she had did a speedball, which is like cocaine and heroin mixed together, some kind of weird drug, and she like fucking passed out.
Right.
So he called Tom Cruise and was like, hey, come up here real quick, like, you know what I'm saying, fix her up. So he gets her safe and this, that, and the other. And the client was like, well, you know, just make sure that nobody know about this shit. I don't need to ruin my reputation or whatever.
Right.
So fast forward after the party, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman talked about like how they had these little experiences while they were at the party when people were flirting with them, stuff like that, because it was getting high and smoking weed. And they ended up banging that night, but then they had some pillow talk, and the pillow talk kind of turned into a little bit of an argument because Nicole Kidman was telling him about the dream because Tom Cruise had said something flying. She got offended by it. So she was like, well, I had a dream that I fucked a sailor. So
fuck the sailor, eh?
Yeah. So so Tom Cruise decides to go out that night. He goes out and goes into these weird situations. He goes to like a prostitute's house to try to go smash a prostitute. They end up just talking. He just gives her the money. Then he goes to a bar where one of his old college friends played the piano at, and it was like, man, I was in med school with you. What happened? Like, he was like, man, this is what I do. I do my music. And so he was like, yeah, I got to go a party to go play. So Tom Cruise was like, well, shit, like, let me fall through. He was like, man, I can't. I play blindfolded. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what be going on. I just play blindfolded. But he said, if you really want to go in, don't tell nobody I told you this. This is the passcode to go into. So I don't know if you ever heard it in pop culture where people say Fidelio.
Never heard that shit.
You never heard that? Okay. So he was like, you got to wear a mask or a costume to go to the party. And this is the passcode, Fidelio. So Tom Cruise goes and buys a costume. Mind you, he goes to this place at the costume shop at like fucking 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So the guy who owns the costume shop comes down and gives him the costume or whatever. And Tom Cruise goes to the party where the dude's playing the piano at. And so he goes up in there and he had to give the passcode at the gate, at the door, like to do everything. You know, Fidelio. That's what he kept having to say. Man, he goes into this party. People, and it was at the same house? It might not have been at the same house, but it was in somebody's like fucking extravagant ass mansion. But when you go in there, all you just see is people are just smashing left and right, wearing these weird ass masks and stuff like that, and having this weird ritual and stuff like that. And they eventually find out that he didn't belong there. You know, he was an outsider, and it was like
he wasn't banging nobody.
No, because it was a secret Elitist Club.
No, I'm saying if he had the mask on, they wouldn't know, but he just wasn't participating.
They knew.
Oh,
they knew.
Okay.
Like somehow they knew.
Okay.
And so they found out, and it was like, hey man, take this as a warning. You fucking come back here again, that's your ass. And so he leaves. He tries to go back like the next day, and they were like, hey, don't. I told you to stay the fuck back, so leave. And so he ended up talking to like the doctor dude. I mean, his client was like, or whatever. And the client was like, man, I found out about what you did, man. You don't want to take no part in this shit. Like, this shit's like mad crazy. And then he just like goes back home to his wife and they live happily ever after. You don't want to just do it, guys. Hey, that shit is still fucking hilarious. You know what? I laughed. I will go on YouTube to watch every single one of those moments in that movie because they have a video where it's just all that. You don't want to take no part in this. You don't want to take no part in this shit.
It's uppers and downers.
That might have been the funniest I've ever seen Tim Meadows do anything.
Yeah,
like way funnier. Uppers and downers. But nah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was what we were supposed to talk about last time. We were talking about you said that you wanted to talk about For Real because I had sent you that Vince Staples video.
Yeah, man.
Where they were talking about the artificial intelligence.
Yes. That dude has to be a vampire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's Benjamin Button in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so. Never looked old ever.
No.
And somehow now that he's older, he's looking younger.
You know who else does that? Kirk Franklin and MC Lyte.
MC Lyte is dope. But Kirk Franklin, it's only because he's a little fella. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he's 5 foot tall.
He might not be, but like I remember, like when I first started seeing Kirk Franklin.
But that's I know he's For Real. Is For Real short?
I don't know how tall For Real is.
He seems like he might be a small fella.
I wouldn't take him to be a tall guy. Like I don't know if he's short, but I don't think he's tall. But
I'm not tall.
Like I remember when I first saw Kirk Franklin on anything, and I know he had been around for a while, probably way before I first seen him. But I remember when he started coming out with like Melodies for Heaven and all that.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing the music video for that, and he looked way older than he does now.
I'm gonna have to go back because now that you mention it, I think he did. But I think it was the look he was going for.
Yeah, he had like the goatee. And he just looked a little older. And I didn't. To be truthful, Kirk Franklin is like younger than I thought he was.
Oh yeah, that dude like. What he in? He like early 40s?
No. He's older than that. He might be right at 50 or his early 50s. But I thought he'd be pushing 60 by now. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
he was young when Stomp came out and whatnot.
That's what I'm saying. He was younger then, but to me he looked a lot older. You know what I'm saying? Around that time. But I think he ages backwards, but yeah, back to For Real. Yeah, For Real's a fucking vampire. That motherfucker drink goat blood or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to everybody's house and he's pricking little babies' big toes and he's sucking the blood out of that. And that's how he stays this way, man. He is aging into a baby.
But I say the same thing about Ludacris, man. Like Ludacris. When first and foremost, shout out to Ludacris because I was almost losing faith in Ludacris there for a second.
Yeah.
Did I ever see you that freestyle he did?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. I was like, all right, Ludacris still got it. Like
he still got it.
But he just recently celebrated Back for the first time?
That should be 20 years.
It should be 20 years for Back for the First Time.
Yeah.
He just celebrated that album last year in 2021, I think. So I guess as a tribute to the album, he grew his hair back out,
right?
Started rocking the braids and shit like that. But when he went back to that look, I was like, damn, this nigga looked the way he looked when he first fucking came out. Yeah. And Ludacris is like in his mid-40s now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck are these dudes doing? Like, why are these people not aging?
Sucking baby toes, bro.
You know what? Oh,
But,
you never
you know,
seen
you
it.
was talking about freestyle and whatnot. I meant to send you this shit the other day. For some reason, all of these record labels are starting to do. I don't know if you may have seen them. They all doing these freestyles with all their artists and shit, right?
Okay.
So they did one. Young Money did one. Not good. That's all I'm saying, because it's not like it's the original Young Money.
I'm about to say who's in Young Money now.
There's some young people that
It
I have
ain't what
no idea who they
is.
are.
No Drake, no Nicki Minaj, no Lil Wayne.
None of them was in there. Yeah.
Right.
And that was the reason I clicked on it. It was like a Young Money freestyle.
Right.
And I was like, this got to be dope. Trash. Damn it. Hold on.
Oh, man.
Yo.
So was it? Oh.
Nah, man. I'm in the back. All right. I'm opening the door. Hold on.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So was it just Young Money?
No, so yeah, this was just Young Money who did that one, right? But then I saw another one where it was The Rock Nation.
Okay.
So
who?
Jadakiss, he I didn't watch the whole thing because it was like 15 minutes. And then I kind of got bored with some of the dudes that got in there. But Jada was like the host. He was introducing all of the people. First person to get on there, Rhapsody. Killed that shit.
Oh shit, Rhapsody is with Rock Nation.
Yeah.
I already know. Okay, I'm going to watch that shit. I'm going to watch that shit because I fuck with Rhapsody.
I'm gonna send you the link. It's gonna be dope as shit.
So is it so is this something that they're trying to push to kind of prolong the culture in a sense? Or
look, all I'm saying is just for some reason, all of these record labels, that's all they. I've been seeing a couple of videos, and they've been like 3 weeks ago and shit like that when the shit was posted. So I'm pretty sure that everybody try to revamp and bring it back, but they showing this record label still got people and they bringing in their new artists,
right?
And so, but the thing is with their new artists, they not really rappers, bro, and I didn't like it. But Rhapsody killed everybody, and I'm glad that she went first, but I kind of hate that she went first because I feel like she should have closed it out.
She should have been the closer.
Hey, I killed that shit.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So who else was in there with her? I mean, I know you said it. Is J. Cole? Didn't J. Cole sign with The Rock at one point? Is he still?
But he wasn't on the freestyle.
I say because that does make sense because the label Rhapsody is with. She's on the Ninth Wonders label, the Jamla Music.
They was throwing The Rock up.
Yeah, well, Jamla Music is with The Rock.
Okay,
so
it was all Rock Nation.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of Ninth Wonders people are probably with The Rock, but I know Rhapsody. Yeah, she's definitely like on that. She's definitely in The Rock. Yeah, that's so crazy, man. I forget about that shit because when you think about
she freestyled.
She freestyled.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. It's just crazy because when you think of I'm from the era that when you think about The Rock, I'm still thinking about your Jay-Z's, Memphis Bleak,
none of that shit. None of
I know, like none of them don't. I mean, and I know that they broke up like years ago, and I hate that they did, but
I mean, Jay-Z is a sucker for that shit, but it is what it is.
He might have been, but I'm just thinking about the heyday of Rockefeller.
Everybody had their moments, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they did. I know everybody had their moments, but and this is subjective, personally for me. I don't know. It was just something about the rock movement, like somewhere between that mid 90s. Well, that was really their run period anyway.
Yeah,
mid 90s up until like the early 2000s. Like, them dudes was cool as hell, man. Like, they was cool as fuck.
They was running everything, you basically,
yeah. They was like on top of shit. Now, granted, in the mid 90s, you still had other labels that was like running shit too, because West Coast was still killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like Death Row, that was the Tupac era, like right before he died. Tupac, Death Row was killing it. Bad Boy was killing it. Rockefeller was bubbling. They was doing their thing.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, but I don't know. It was just cool to see somebody do this shit here. And just be
everybody wanted to have their own little symbol and whatnot, but then they made us all part of the Illuminati. So
they made, yeah. But speaking of that shit, I don't know how much to believe into it. Like, as far as the conspiracy theory parts of it, do I believe that there is this elitist group of people that run the world that know shit that we don't?
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They the motherfuckers that's out there knowing the real shit that's going on and trying to tell us to keep the fuck calm. And have you ever seen that movie Don't Look Up?
No, I should have watched it.
It's on Netflix.
I know, but I just never watched
it. It's a hilarious take on like end of the world type shit. It's okay. Have you ever seen Idiocracy?
Nope.
No? Okay. So those movies are basically a take on how dumb the world really is. Like as we become more sophisticated as a whole. Mm-hmm. And of course, with these movies being made in America, they definitely focus on America because we're a little fucked up over here. But
fucked up. I got
you. But it was I'll talk about Don't Look Up because Idiocracy, they both kind of cover a similar scenario, except that Don't Look Up is more like end of the world shit. So a meteor, this girl who was in a college, this really good college or whatever, mm-hmm. She was looking for like just kind of looking in space with one of the popular telescopes, like one of them big fancy telescopes.
Right.
It discovered a meteor that was coming to the Earth in like so much time.
7 minutes.
I forget what the time frame was, but
just guessing. I was hoping I was close.
She saw the meteor, and so Leonardo DiCaprio was like the scientist, the head scientist of the science department, and she told it to him, and he was like, "Oh my god, like this is brilliant! Like you discovered this thing. That's great, but we need to alert the world. Yeah, we need to tell the world." So the word had got out, and they started talking to they started going on the news and stuff like that, and the media, how they are, they sensationalize a lot of things, but they take shit really lightly. They got on there to talk about the media, and Leonardo DiCaprio was like, "Well, yeah, there's a media coming. I'm an expert at it, blah blah blah." And instead of focusing on like the fact that everybody's gonna die, the news people were like, "Well, that's funny. The meteor is coming." Like there was, how the news people be like on them shows.
It's like real life or whatever. We've been having a couple of meteors get really close to Earth and like that they did not put on the news.
Yeah. So they were talking about the meteor. And so Jennifer Lawrence was the girl that discovered it.
Okay.
She was sitting there like the whole time, like, "You motherfuckers, are y'all not listening to what the fuck we're saying?
About to die, bitch.
There's a meteor coming." So as the conversation was going, they're taking it lightly. She goes fucking ape shit. "You fucking bunch of stupid ass people. We are all going to die. Like, why are y'all so calm right now? We're going to die." And so the world, it happened on live on national TV, and they made fun of her and was like, "Oh my god, like you become a meme basically."
Yeah.
So she gets like publicly shamed or whatever, and that's that. But Leonardo DiCaprio kind of fall into the hype because he started becoming like really famous off of it. So instead of focusing more on what's fixing to happen, he started getting caught up in the celebrity and this, that, and other. He starts smashing the news anchor.
Yeah. He starts smelling himself. That's what they say.
He starts smelling himself. So he does. I mean, but he is like the guy that's the that knows everything. But he's just doing it with star power now.
Right.
So they're working on this plan to like just figure out a way to save the Earth. And so there's this guy who comes in. I guess he's supposed to be like a play on like maybe Elon Musk or somebody.
Okay.
And he comes in and everybody's like saying, "Oh, maybe you could be the guy that can save the world." Mind you, all he did was create a social media platform. but like think about like yeah, he created a social media platform because he's so smart and so knowledgeable about technology, they're like, oh yeah, we need his expertise to come save the world. And Jennifer Lawrence again is like, why the fuck do we need this motherfucker? He ain't shit.
Right. It's a social media motherfucker.
So they let him come in and they develop this plan to like drop off all these bombs and nukes and shit to go destroy the asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
And so it ends up not happening. No, that's not what happened. What ended up happening? They came up with the plan, but they scratched the plan.
Gotcha.
His idea was, okay, this meteor is made of this rare material. Do you realize what we could do if we can extract some of that off the material? So what we'll do is we'll go get these little things, go drill this stuff up and then break it down and then bring some of this stuff back and we can like become super rich. And so the average person was like, so all you care about is like, you'd rather risk the earth
for money?
For money. So long story short, the meteor fucking destroys the earth.
Yeah.
And mind you, in the midst of all of this, like,
so everybody died.
The earth is destroyed in this movie.
I gotta watch this shit. Okay, yeah, I'm watching it.
What's it's called Don't Look Up.
Okay, yeah, all right, I'm gonna watch that.
I forgot to mention that Meryl Streep was the president in this movie, by the way.
Okay,
and she gives you like the dark side of what the president does. I don't want to say the dark side, but like the real side of the president.
She tell you the real shit.
Not so much tell you the real shit. She's like,
she ain't redacting nothing.
No. She's just like, I'm the president, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I do all this shit for the numbers.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, she ain't supposed to be smoking cigarettes. She smokes cigarettes. Like, she doing all her shit. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. But all she is about is the numbers. But come to find out, when they find out that the media just can't be avoided.
Yeah.
The super rich and the super elite already had a plan, like a fucking plan B, where they leave and get on a ship, like they freeze themselves or get on a ship and travel like thousands of years to another planet that's going to be anything remotely close to like the Earth's atmosphere, so they can go survive and thrive and recreate the human race. So the Earth does get destroyed, like it gets obliterated.
Okay.
Several like years later, they eventually land on this other planet, and they're like, "Oh hell yeah, new planet, blah blah blah," and then fucking get killed by these fucking rabid alien beasts.
Okay, yeah, I gotta watch this planet.
It's really fucking funny, but the whole point of the story was to say that like people are so stupid that they don't realize that when we have serious things going on, y'all are too busy focused on, like, y'all use these scenarios to try to come up. Like people was out there singing, like Ariana Grande's character was like singing songs about it, like all this thing.
Nobody ever looked up and realized this thing is coming.
Right. So that's when Jennifer Lawrence, like, it did get to a point where they were like, look up. Like, look up. There's a fucking meteor coming. But yeah, the Earth couldn't get saved in time because people were too stupid. Instead of focusing on saving the Earth, they let themselves get killed.
Yeah.
So, but it's really funny.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
But that also, speaking of like prolonging the human race, that also made me think about I know you watched Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes.
Did you watch the one with Swarm? The Swarm.
I don't know the titles, and when give me what was going on.
That was the one where the dude went to that hive. It was a bunch of like creatures that were in a hive, and it was like this perfectly operating system. It was an ecosystem that just worked flawlessly, but everything that lived within it had life, but it wasn't like,
it wasn't working on its own. It was all one being.
It was just like going through the motions. They were all just going through the motions.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it was a really good one. It was very controversial. It was almost like a fucked up Adam and Eve story in a weird way.
Okay.
So the scientist decides to go. Mind you, this is years and years in the future.
Yeah.
The scientist decides he wants to go study this swarm to go prolong the human race. And so he goes to the swarm, and there's already another human there. And she was there living amongst them and just kind of studying. And she kind of got this attachment to it. Like, man, this is a really perfect ecosystem. Like, the food here is edible. like we can survive, we can live, we can breathe, and like everybody can live in peaceful harmony.
Mm-hmm.
The other scientist goes up there and meets up with her, and he was like, yeah, I want to learn about this swarm, but he didn't really give it a true intention. He was just like, yeah, I'm just here to study, so on and so forth. But then he eventually tells her, he was like, well, if we can take some of these creatures and create our own planet, we can have a more sustainable lifestyle as humans. And she was like, but you don't realize that if you take away from this thing, you're going to harm these creatures. It's like, how can you harm something that doesn't have feelings or anything like that? Now, mind you, the entire time, the swarm does have a brain. Like somewhere in the middle of it, there's a brain that controls everything, but neither one of them knows about it. So when he tells her that none of the creatures are sentient or whatever you want to call it, she was like, I guess you got a point. She was like, but we're only going to do this if you don't necessarily harm the creatures. We can use them to do what we got to do, but just don't harm them. He was like, bet. So eventually time goes on. They start doing their research on them. They fall in love. They start smashing, whatever. Time goes on.
Smashing one of the episodes.
Yeah. Time goes on and the brain finally realizes what's going on. And so he's looking for the scientist chick. The brain takes her and tells her and controls her body and basically like sends these fucking guards creatures to go after him and try to attack him. And so she talks to him and she's basically saying like, hey man, I see what the fuck you trying to do. Like you trying to take over this place to prolong your little meaningless life. But
your little punk ass life.
Yeah. The truth to the matter is you really trying to fuck something up that don't belong to you. And this chick tried to warn you.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, it's not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to prolong. She was like, nah, motherfucker, you being selfish. Like, you can't be using us to do that. But she said, what you did was what many other creatures have tried to do. So at the end of the day, what she was basically saying was that all those creatures that lived in that hive mind were all from a different species that tried to challenge the swarm, and all it did was
they all got consumed.
They all got consumed and became basically slaves to that swarm. And she was like, okay, well, now I'm going to give you a choice because I see that you're very smart. She said, we could either keep, mind you, this human body that took over, that the swarm took over, she's all fucked up and gross and shit. She was like, okay, well, either we can create our human race together by us smashing, or I'll just kill you and make a bunch of clones of you. And we go from there. And old dude's like, all right, challenge accepted. So I guess basically he said, I'll agree to smash with you, but I just want you to know that the human race is so, like, we're so stern and forward going that we will eventually overtake this thing. And that's just kind of how it ends. It was really crazy, man. But check it out. It was really good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
It was really good.
Fell off because I stopped watching Netflix for a while because I was watching everything on there, and I had to just take a step back. So I haven't been able to catch up on a lot of stuff lately.
Man, season 3 was the third season is good. It's to me better than season 2.
I just get excited when like Cobra Kai come out or something like that.
I know, man. When does Cobra Kai come back anyway?
Sometime next year, you know.
I guess it started around the same time we started the podcast. That was only a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is some bullshit.
Yeah, shit.
Like Hulu. What the fuck? Where is Wu-Tang season 3? Have you seen Wu-Tang yet? Man, you bullshitting.
I know, man. I keep telling you I'm gonna watch it, but no, I haven't seen it. Jesus, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna get to it.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch it. I think you would really like it. I honestly think you would really like it. Only because
I told you I watched like the first 2 episodes and I was like, man.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
It was
like stupid. They was doing too much, bro.
It was good. Granted, albeit a bit exaggerated. And
you know what I'm saying, it was just like, come on now.
And on top of that, from what I understand, and I could be reading to it 100% wrong, but there were other Wu-Tang members who really weren't feeling the show. Like even though they got EP credits on there, they were like, "This is kind of because it's not an actual. It's somewhat
not real.
It's somewhat fictionalized. It's loosely based on the story of Wu-Tang,
right.
So it's not 100%
based on true events.
Right. But overall,
they do it in almost everything that's supposed to be depicted of what actually happened on. So you have to exaggerate it for the show. But that shit was it was true.
Oh yeah, everything's exaggerated. Hell, even
And
the way people
I don't pay for the ad-free Hulu.
do you have the Disney
when the
Plus?
commercials come on, I'll be like, turn that shit off. Yeah, I get smooth off of that shit. As soon as the commercials come on, I'm out of there. The only thing I watched that I actually enjoyed with the commercials and whatnot was Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall was good, but Snowfall really got kind of far-fetched with that season 5.
Yeah, after
not far-fetched, but
it got unnecessary. It was they changed the narrative. They started doing this, everything else. They started blending in with everything else, and we know it wasn't true. After what's his face died, Singleton. So it wasn't his vision anymore.
Right. And it got kind of corny.
Came in and they wanted to make the auntie the boss bitch and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it started to hate her character.
Man, come on, man, y'all tripping.
I'll tell you, but actually, you probably know the part where I'm gonna say it jumped the shark.
Tigers.
The fucking tiger. That made me so mad because I was like, it wasn't even the well, first and foremost, what the fuck is a tiger doing? Ain't nobody in the hood got a pet
tiger. Got a tiger.
But even if the motherfucker got caught with a tiger, where did the comedic banter come into play between him and the big Mexican dude? And on top of that, the way they escaped, I can't remember how they escaped, but I know they escaped.
It was.
I know they escaped in a really like unrealistic way.
Right.
I do remember that, and I was just like, "This is okay. I guess I have no choice but to finish this season." But
they had a gang of people in there securing them, and they somehow made it out. And then when he brought them back over there, he just knew, like he made a connection with the tiger or something, nigga, to where the tiger just attacked everybody else but him.
Yeah, no, they
come on,
they kind of overdid it with that season 5. So I know this next season is supposed to be like the last one, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna be mad about it while I'm watching.
I'm gonna watch it too.
Yeah,
you got to see it through, man.
Really, truly, you know the only reason I really watched that show was for the uncle.
Yeah,
the uncle. What was his name? Jerome. Rome.
Yeah.
That dude, yeah.
And they slap your daddy.
Slap your goddamn daddy.
Yeah. Slap your goddamn daddy.
That dude does fucking hilarious, man. But oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about it before we break out. We got to get back on this artificial intelligence thing.
Oh yeah, man. We went way off.
Because well, because they were talking about it. They were talking about it on that For Real video with Vince Staples and no dude. And the argument was, well, For Real was having an argument with Family. And For Real was basically saying that artificial intelligence is already here, like, you know, robots are coming. Because Family was saying, nah, robots ain't here. For Real was like, robots are here. What do you think Siri is? He was like, Siri is a robot just without arms and legs.
Yeah.
So, and what he was basically saying is that if you think that your smartphone is cool, then that's the good side of technology. You accept the fact that it's good side. You say, so if you're going to accept the technology that we have, you have to be able to accept the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Or take the bad with the good.
Because it's going to happen regardless.
It's going to happen regardless. And so that was the thing Family was saying. He was like, I don't accept it. And For Real was like, well, you have no choice but to accept it. If you like the fact that this phone can make your life that much more convenient, then you got to understand that that bad will come with it. That's with everything. Everything's gonna always have a good and a bad side to it. And Family was like, well, I guess that makes sense, but I don't like it. He said, you ain't gotta like it, but you gotta accept it. And he was just basically saying, like, because at the end of the day, it's up to us. And the way the shit is moving fast. And artificial intelligence is starting to become sentient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the craziest shit.
Everything is gonna happen. And we have no choice but to accept it. And it's our own damn fault.
Yeah. And it's moving, and it is moving fast. It's moving way faster than we think. If you could take, like, have you ever seen these AI paintings now?
Well, if you go on Google, downloaded the app. What was it called?
I had it, but I deleted it because the shit was too scary.
No, mine didn't work that well. They didn't really do what I wanted to do.
Oh,
Wonder app. Trash.
Man, I had one of them.
I gave that song, bitch. I wanted to give it -3 stars, but I couldn't. But I gave it as low as possible.
Well, I don't know which one I had, but I had it, and I messed with it for a little bit. And when I saw what it could do, I was like, I don't want this.
It was very generic, basic shit that you asked for. If you made it too complicated, it would just make shit like what's that shit called when you look at a thing and it's like the diamond and whatnot?
The kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope. It made the picture would look like that. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, but still, like, if you could, but that's besides the point. All I'm saying is, you can go into it and say, "Hey, I want a picture of Tupac, eating a hot dog while
I tried driving." That. It didn't work.
Really?
Yep. That's what I said. Wonder app. The Wonder app is trash. I guess I
don't think I had Wonder app, but whatever it was like really pulling some shit up, and it was scary as hell. And you could do it in like different art styles and all that shit. I can't see that shit. Yeah, I still can't. I just stop. Give up. Just stop. Take it down. Take it down. God damn it.
Wonder app. It's not good. It's trash.
The fact of the matter is,
y'all gonna watch me delete this shit right now because it's trash.
The fact of the matter is, if you could tell an app to do that and it creates art out of that shit, that's kind of scary because it's not the app that's doing it, right? And I think that's what Pharrell was talking about. It's the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's the algorithm. The algorithm is what AI is. I mean, think about it. Even social media platforms have an algorithm. I'll take Instagram, for example. Instagram literally can see what you do. I'll say use Instagram and YouTube because I'm gonna talk about YouTube in a minute. But Instagram will be like, okay, well, I see this motherfucker posting, but I'm not gonna let nobody see his shit because all he doing is just posting. He ain't out here interacting with nobody. He ain't out here using all my features. He ain't out here doing nothing. He just posting and going. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. If I go on Instagram and I post and then I say, all right, well, let me go see what these people doing and I'm gonna go comment on their shit.
Right.
All right, bet. Now I'm about to go make a reel. All right, cool. Now I'm about to go live for a second. All right, now I'm about to post a video. Instagram gonna be like, damn, this nigga really using this shit. You know what? I'm gonna let him see more than just 10% of his audience. I'm gonna let a lot of people see him because he really out here trying to be a name for himself. I mean, make a name for himself. It is time consuming, but that's where I'm about to get into it with. If the algorithm is that smart, just think about what it's doing. It wants you to become a slave to it. That's eventually what's gonna happen. We are slaves to the algorithm.
Yeah, all these people who be talking about, oh man, I quit my job and this and that because I'm an influencer and whatnot. Nigga, you have turned that into your 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you still got a job, motherfucker.
But and granted, a lot of people become super successful off of it, but they do it because
they don't.
Yeah, no. But you're right. They become slaves to it.
Yeah.
You literally become a slave to it. If you're trying to grow your following to 10,000, 20,000 followers, this and the other, you spending a lot of time on your phone or on your computer doing that shit. I had another example with YouTube. As a matter of fact, one of the clips that I just posted with the Zapp and Roger thing. Remember I put the picture with the boobs on there?
Yeah.
So soon as I posted that thing said, all right, well, check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and post this, but I'm gonna automatically put it to age restricted. You got to be at least 18 to watch this video.
Yes.
And the crazy part about it is nothing in that video we talk about is
sexual content,
sexual or anything like that. But because it saw that thumbnail, is like, yeah, we can't do that. Now, if you want to appeal it, you can. And and then they'll ask, do you want to appeal it? And I was like, no. I'll just take it.
I got the email, and then I looked up the codes and whatnot, what we can and can't do and shit, and it's fine. I don't give a shit. We can be age restricted because this ain't for kids anyway. I don't want no kids watching this shit.
So the way I put it up on YouTube is I put it that it's not for kids, but I don't restrict it to 18 plus because kids gonna watch what the fuck they gonna want to watch anyway, whether or not I don't give a shit. That's up to the parents. But I mean, of course, it's YouTube, so I still try to keep it somewhat clean. As far as the way we talk, it's whatever. But as far as the imagery,
clean, bro. But yeah, I got
you. Yeah, the imagery, I try to stay within the guidelines. I don't mind pushing the envelope a little bit. As a matter of fact, I want to push the envelope, but
push that bitch.
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna just fucking go there. So, but no, that's crazy. And speaking of the algorithm, it makes you think. You ever seen the new Space Jam?
Yeah,
with LeBron. No, the movie sucked, but
Don
Cheadle was the algorithm. Like
he was.
That's how the shit's gonna be one day.
Yeah, of course, man. But that movie was horrible, bro. Why'd they do that?
Hell, the first one wasn't good.
It's better than that shit.
I'll give you that, but the first one wasn't good either. Like,
no, I mean, Michael Jordan is not the greatest actor of
Michael Jordan was a terrible actor.
He's trash.
He was a terrible actor.
He wore the dad pants in the movie. Nigga was trash the whole time, bro. But I'm just saying, like, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
This shit, it was not.
Okay. One last thing. The axiom amnesia theories.
Which one?
Okay, so I watched the one with Men's Society and I watched the one with Boys to the Hood.
Okay.
I guess we can spend a little time on what time you said you got to be done by 11?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, we got time. Let's go there. All right, so the Boys in the Hood one to me feels
which one though? That's what I'm saying. They did multiple.
Okay, the one about Doughboy being Furious's son.
Yeah, so they were brothers in reality and whatnot. Him and Trey.
That one, I was like 50% on that one.
It was too much.
Yeah, that one felt like a reach because there was a scene where they said that he said that he's my baby too. Yeah, and he was like looking off in the distance. They said that he was looking at Doughboy. I was like, yeah, I mean, you could say that, but that might have been a little much.
Yeah, but that didn't have nothing to do with Trey's mom either. So
that didn't, yeah. But there was a couple of things that they said in there where some things made sense, but some things didn't. So I'll give them out of 10. I'll give them 5 stars on that theory on Boys in the Hood. You give them 3. Now, Menace to Society
with
O-Dog being Kane's conscience.
That one made sense. And
that was a solid.
Once they started putting the clips in there, and I was like, damn. It was like he wasn't really there.
That was a solid ass theory. That one,
they never found this nigga fingerprints. He never got in no trouble. This nigga was killing people all over the place.
Nobody paid attention to, like, O-Dog barely talked to anybody, and it did make sense. If O-Dog was talking to somebody directly, you really didn't see Kane.
Right.
Like if somebody was, let me take that back. If somebody, man, I can't remember how they put it, but it was like if somebody was seriously engaging in conversation with O-Dog, it was
Kane.
Yeah, it was Kane, but Kane was so like the actual Kane was so out of there that he let the devil on his shoulder take over.
He was like a schizo.
Yeah. That really did make a lot of sense. I did like that theory, and I thought
I like that one a lot because he never got in trouble. Every time something was going on, he was the worst influence on everything that was happening.
Yeah, he was the one that talked Kane into a lot of shit that he got into.
Even when Kane got shot, and the cousin, what's the homie name? The one that got killed?
Stacy. No, Sharif. Harold.
No. The one in the car when they both got shot.
Harold.
Yeah. And O-Dog was like, man, leave that motherfucker there. It was like Kane was like, nigga, he dead. I need to survive. Get me the fuck out of here. Nigga.
Right.
Basically, that's how that shit was.
Yeah.
And even when they was talking to each other, and he was like, nigga, I heard y'all screaming in the back like, nigga, stay up, Kane, stay up.
Yeah.
That was him talking to himself like, nigga, you took it like a bitch. Because when he got shot, he was taking it like a bitch, even though he got shot in the shoulder, bro. Like, that nigga was dying in the hospital.
Well, all right, before I go there, let's detract just a little bit. if somebody ain't never been shot before.
No, but in the way he was acting,
I'm just saying.
He couldn't even walk, nigga. They had to carry this nigga in there, bro. This nigga got shot in the shoulder. Look,
I can't talk because if I never been shot before. So if I got shot, like let's see in a spot that ain't vital, I'd probably damn near act like I was dying too. Shit.
This nigga had blood coming out his mouth and everything. There was blood everywhere. I was like, nigga, it was your shoulder.
Yeah. But no, yeah. You're right. Like, no, O-Dog, he definitely could have been the conscious. And remember, they also said that Kane, by this theory, Kane survived. By saying, okay, so like when they were talking about moving to Kansas City, Kane was like, nah, I ain't going. I ain't doing it. I'm not feeling it. And so when the drive-by happened and Kane ended up getting shot or whatever, and they said that does Kane really care about whether he lives or dies? It was like, okay, well, maybe he really does, but he just don't want to leave. And so because O-Dog never got killed. Remember, he was popping back.
He didn't
get touched or nothing like that. He survived the entire thing. So it was basically saying like, okay, well, good Kane, his good side
is dead.
In that moment is gone.
Yeah.
O-Dog was the one that remained and said, you know what, fuck it. I ain't going. And that was just pretty much that. So he ended up surviving just to be for the streets, basically.
Yeah. So he had to go get that get back.
So the Menace to Society theory, I'm gonna give
it a 9.
Out of 10, I'm gonna give it a strong 9.5. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
There you go.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
I like that half. Give it a 9.5.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because that was really a really good theory for Menace to Society. So there's more that I need to watch. So I really like I said, I really like what they got going on over there with Axiom Amnesia.
Yeah, because it makes you think about a whole bunch of other stuff. So I just me watching shit and whatnot, I thought about this. You seen The Preacher's Wife, right?
Kind of, but not really.
Okay.
But you can tell it.
But no, with Whitney Houston and
Denzel Washington,
and she was married to
Courtney Vance,
his wife, and Denzel was an angel, and he came down to basically show him the preacher that he's putting too much energy into the church and forgetting about his wife and his duties and whatnot.
Right.
But this nigga fell in love with Whitney.
Yeah, I know.
And she fell in love with him.
Yeah,
bro. He really wanted to smash as an angel.
I got a question about that.
Like, so basically, it was like, are we because everybody was kind of rooting for them to smash.
Yeah.
So are we condoning that adultery is cool? Because
I was about to say, wouldn't God be kind of pissed at Denzel for that?
Like, come on, man. But like, he was like, what if he was really a regular nigga?
Yeah.
She would have fucked.
Yeah.
He would have. He would have never got his wings and got up out of here. He would have straight up smashed on Whitney, bro.
So, okay, now, like I said, I've never really seen it. So does the preacher ever find out about the angel?
Well, yeah, he seen the nigga and talked to him. He hired the motherfucker.
No, I'm saying, but even about the situation.
They never smashed.
But did he know, like, did he know about the nuances?
Yeah, it made him pay attention to his wife more. Like, this nigga's taking care of your duties, bro.
All right, so let me see how real this is. At any point with him finding out about that, did he give up preaching?
Nope.
I would have. I would have.
Hey.
I would have. I'm sorry. Look, I'd have lost all faith.
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me that God done sent this angel down here to do all this good stuff, and he out here trying to fuck my wife?
My wife? Yeah, nigga tried to fuck my wife.
Dude, I would be like the stereotypical preacher who had lost faith. I'd be sitting in the corner somewhere in a tank top in my drawers, like with no furniture in my apartment. It's dark and only one light is shining down on top of me, and I got a bottle in my hand. Like, I'd have given up, because if you're so like, well, for most preachers, good preachers with integrity, I don't know what to call them, but for those who are really about that life, they stand strong in their faith.
Right.
So if I'm standing that strong in my faith, and then all of a sudden an angel come down from heaven, motherfuckers who like,
I don't want my lesson to be fuck my wife.
I'm just saying though,
you know
like people up there who like sit face to face with God, like know what he probably looked like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he calling you in his office. Hey, I need you to go down there to go handle this. He sends this dude.
That pastor down there and paying attention to his wife. Go fuck her so he can pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, that don't make sense to me, bro.
So this is okay. So for situations like this, I think all pastors need a comment box for heaven. They need a suggestion box.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me, what it sounds like is that they may not go online to go ask for an angel.
Yeah.
But God be seeing these problems. He be like, hey, I need you to go handle this real quick. And then the preacher be like, oh, man, I got an angel down here. You know what I'm saying? He about to go out here and Jeffrey this joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he go behind my back and smash my wife. I'd be like, hey, yo, God, we got a problem. Just put it in the suggestion
we got a problem, bro. You sent the wrong angel down here.
I don't know what you got going on up there. I thought it was a whole different thing, but the nigga you sitting down here fucking up. Like,
and I think he would have raw dogged her too, bro. That nigga was in love.
I mean, he probably could have. Now that, man, I'm so going to hell for this conversation.
What about
it'd have been really fucked up if he'd have raw dogged her and he'd had an STD. He'd have gave her some shit.
An angel with an STD?
I'm just saying, if he willing to smash somebody's wife.
True enough, but I feel like if an angel got an STD, it's something that you can't cure.
No.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, he can. He probably the one that can cure it.
No, he the one who got it. He just nigga spreading the shit.
He's also the one that probably could take it away.
Why would he though? He giving it to you.
Because he petty like that.
Yeah, it's like you got it, so now you got it. So
all I'm saying is, if an angel's petty enough to smash a preacher's wife,
that dude fell in love, bro.
He petty enough to give somebody STD and not take it away.
True enough, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you can't get any more petty than that. But that's kind of fucked up.
It is. It's hella fucked up, but it is what it is. I thought about that shit. I was like, man, I was watching this shit. I was like, this nigga really wanted to smash that man's wife.
So that also, okay. So that brings me into question, man. This conversation. I don't think I'm gonna make a clip on this. I don't want the Christian people coming after me, but y'all gotta watch the episode for this. Dude. But that almost makes me wonder. Okay, so if angels live in heaven, which are souls, or well, I don't know. Angels, I guess angels always been in heaven even before you died. Like the angels was just kind of there. Because isn't there like an angel hierarchy in a sense? Like if I die and go to heaven, right? And I become an angel, I'm just like, you know, ground level angel. Like, you know, I get my halo, but like I'm on some regular stuff.
Nah, you but then I guess halo, nigga, on wings and then you just there.
I'm just there. Just nigga, be happy you here.
Yeah,
like that kind of thing. But then there's like the ones that like
they can fly.
Like that's like his guards. It almost makes me wonder that, okay, if they are in heaven, are they perfect beings?
No.
Can't be, because wasn't the devil an angel at one point in time?
Yeah. He failed.
His right-hand man.
Yeah, he was his ace.
He was his right-hand man, and he still... Lord, forgive me. See, the one or two things. Either God didn't know how to create jealousy, or he is really kind of a dick.
He's kind of a dick, bro. Like, at the end of the day, when that nigga get mad, he just destroys the earth and start over.
I mean, but who are we to tell him that he can't do it?
All right, I'm just saying. Like, you're like, hey, you know what? You niggas is fucking up. Start this shit over.
Yeah.
It's like you playing a video game and you just keep. You get to a point where you stuck, like you said, you saved at the wrong spot, and you just kept doing the same bullshit over and over, and you knew you weren't gonna be. You're like, fuck this shit, start over. Nigga,
it almost made me think. It almost made me think, right? Like when we talk about religion or God or whatever people worship, like, and I'm not trying to take God and make him smaller than what he is by any means. I don't want nobody to get like offended by that, but. And the reason I say that's because everybody believes in something different, but it makes me think about Rick and Morty. Remember when the floating heads came?
Yes.
And they was destroying shit, and the principal was like, okay, well, all this stuff y'all talking on the perch, I haven't seen happen. But this motherfucker is in the sky and he's doing some crazy shit. This is who the fuck we need to worship. I always think about like, man, we put God in a really, 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 really high spot, right? Like in our lives.
Yeah, of course.
Because
why wouldn't we?
But I'm just like, okay, so if this is a guy that's sitting in the universe, I mean, I'm just saying, whatever he is that's sitting in a universe that created all this shit. And this is me being petty. I just think of him as like a big ass kid playing with marbles or something, just doing what the fuck he want to do.
It's always been the theory that he's a kid with a magnifying glass.
He could be, but I'm just saying he out there just
killing the empire.
So he out there just like doing shit, right? Yeah. I'm like, wow, like it blows my mind to sit here and be like, man, we worship this shit. Like,
but just think about it like ants. You got the ant pile. Yeah. Some kid with a damn magnifying glass. He go over there and pick mess with it, and all the damn ants running around crazy. Some of them make it, some of them don't. Like some of them die really harshly. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of shit like that.
All right. So here's the golden question. Say, for instance, if God wasn't the only one, right? Like, say there was a bunch of them, like a whole species of them, a whole race of them out here just creating universes and shit. Would we fear him the same? Will we fear him the same?
Like, yeah, because it'll be like Dragon Ball Z when you have your different kinds and whatnot, and they over this realm and this earth and this planet and blah blah blah. You would still fear them, but you'd be more comfortable talking to them.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I was to talk shit about him, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit about him, but like,
please don't, because I don't want to get electrocuted right now.
Right. Too close. But if I was to talk shit about him, couldn't I just be like, well, there's like 50 million more, y'all. So
no, because this is over your realm.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess the whole thing is because we basically live at his mercy.
The whole ant thing. I control the if I see an ant in right here, I control his destiny. I can let him go, or I can just be like,
we live.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because we live at his mercy, but shit, we also live, truth be told, shit, we live at each other's mercy, to be truthful. Tupac said that shit in Juice.
He did.
When he was like, I got more control over your life than you do.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that is.
Because if he wanted to kill him, he just could have.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a quote I really kind of stand 50-50 on when people say you take control of your own life. Nah, you take control of a good percent of your life. Yeah. But you don't take full control over your life, because if somebody want to take you out,
it's just gonna happen.
They're gonna take you out. There's literally nothing you can do about it because you do not live in somebody else's head.
I hate having, like, I be having these dreams sometimes to where, like, I'll be in a store, but for some reason the store turns into like the whole, you just like in a little square, and you got to go through the plexiglass, and it's all the way around, and there's one door in. You can't go shopping. You just stand there. You tell them what you want to get and whatnot, and you just stand there. And my whole fear is somebody walking in there and just being like, you can't go nowhere. There's nothing you can do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst thing that happens.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Like, and that's literally anywhere. Like, you know, because there was always a time when you felt you could be safe in certain places, right? Like church or a hospital or somewhere where people aren't going to go there. But at the end of the day, humans are going human. Like, they don't give a shit. Some people just don't have that kind of conscience.
They don't give a damn.
But here's the flip side. I had this conversation a while back. That when we think of people as evil, right? Yeah. People who go out and do these crazy things, Jeffrey Dahmers, the big time serial killers, all these people that went down in history and did the thing, where we always give them the label as evil, but in their mind, they think they doing good. We the evil ones.
Yeah. I tell people this shit all the time, you know, work with all these white dudes that always be talking about their guns and, you know, America and all that shit, you know.
America.
And I'm like, y'all think these people in these other countries are just the worst people ever. What do you think they think about us?
Have you taken the time to think about what they think about us?
Yes. They grow up saying that we are the enemy. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing about none of that shit. They don't have to know us nothing. They're just like, goddamn Americans. Like, they can't stand it. But we do the same thing. So it don't make you better.
I think, and that's the problem. It's two sides saying you're wrong. Two sides both saying, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Because they both gonna be right.
But and I think that's why, and the crazy part about it is all these wars and shit start over dumbass debates. You know what I'm saying? Every argument where people get emotionally involved is a stupid argument to me.
Yeah.
Because you taking two people who have a fucking stand fast ideal on what they believe in, and it's like trying to move two mountains. You're not gonna be able to do it. And that also goes to the conversation of religion. You know, like I do get a little weird when Christian people, not all Christians, but some Christians, right? Yeah. You have some Christians who understand the religion and realize that, okay, well, my life is fucked up and I'm just gonna do my best to live my life. You know, I accept that Jesus Christ died for my sins. I believe that he, you know, does what he does, and I confess my sins whenever I sin. Like, I know that I'm a sinner and I'm gonna probably continue to sin, and I just try my best to just live with that. You know, those are my crosses bear, and I have to be judged when it's time for me to be judged. They feel like the ones who take that to the extreme level, feel like that this is the only religion. And I'm like,
nobody else's matters. Right.
And nobody else's matters. And I'm like, you can't do that to people. You can't do that. And the crazy part about Christianity is that Christianity is so divided within itself, right?
Yeah, it contradicts itself all the time.
Exactly. So you have Catholics, you have Protestants. You have Catholics and Protestants are going to be anything that's basically not Catholic. Baptists, Presbyterians, what's the Pentecostals, like all these other versions of Christianity, and then they all take what they believe in the religion and then preach on that, right? Yeah. So they'll say, well, a Baptist will say a Protestant is wrong, and a Pentecostal will say a Baptist is wrong, and all of them will say, oh, Catholics are wrong. And I'm just like, well, how about y'all just believe what y'all believe and just keep it there?
Because they all have a higher being that they all worship. So
they all worship the same God.
Yeah, so it's like,
you know,
this shit for them.
Yeah, and in Jewish people, their Bible is basically the Old Testament. Yeah. Or is it the New Testament? I don't know. It's a certain part of the Torah is a certain part of the Bible. It's basically the Bible, like a certain section of the Bible that the Jewish people go off of. You know, because I know a lot of Christianity is based in Hebrew roots.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that a Christian shouldn't. I don't feel like a Christian has the right to tell a Muslim that they're wrong for believing in because they're Muslim. No, y'all just mad because of this.
Bacon? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, y'all just mad at Muslim people because of the shit that happened in September 11. You know, let's just call it what it is. Yeah, and the truth of the matter is,
that's the whole thing. They turned it into they weaponized that shit.
The truth of the matter is that was a certain select group of people. Everybody has their bad apples.
Yes.
Muslims have their people, whatever Asian cultures, religions, and all that have their shit. Europeans have their shit. America has their shit. America got one of the oldest fucking hate group. We have the KKK is the oldest hate group in America.
The police department.
No, the KKK.
Which is the police department.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Shit, at a time, yes, it was the police department. It was politicians. It was all kind of people.
They're still there. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100% there. They hiding in plain sight.
They just been infiltrated like a motherfucker. So they there.
They hide in plain sight, and they're a hell of a lot closer to you than you think they are. A hell of a lot, especially not especially. You live in that, like if you live in the South.
Oh, you're
walking shoulder to shoulder with these motherfuckers. Yeah. Like you don't even know it.
I'll tell you, like the funniest thing about about white people is that, like I said, you can't call white people nothing really, like you can't call them nigger and shit like that. They don't have a racial slur that you would be able to say that hurts them. The only thing that hurts them is calling them racist. Even though they can be racist, they hate being called racist.
Yeah.
But they say stupid shit. So when I be at work and I'm around all these white dudes, they always talk about, you know, I'm not racist by any means. You know, I got a couple of black friends.
If that's got to be your disclaimer,
right? But this is where they fuck up at, because in their mind, being racist is only to black people. So they say stupid shit like, you know, I got black friends and this and that and whatnot, but the fucking Mexicans. I'm like, nigga,
that's being racist.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, yo, you cool enough. You feel like you cool enough for black people to tell me that you don't like Mexicans. It's like, bro, that's exactly what you're doing. You're being racist.
I honestly believe that everybody's racist to a certain extent.
Of course.
Everybody's racist to a certain extent. You can sit here and not claim that you're not, but you are. Because even if you make a stereotype or a prejudgment about somebody that's different from what you believe in, like say, for instance, if I saw an Asian person and said, oh, like not even say anything, just like fucked up, like some really nasty shit. But if I looked at a Asian person and assumed that they were smart,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's being racist.
Yeah.
Even if in my mind I feel like I'm complimenting, oh, you must be smart.
Yeah.
No, they could take offense to that because the stereotype is that they are very smart.
Yeah.
And that's not, you know, that's probably as far from the truth as possible. They got dumb people in Asia just like they got here in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody is racist to a certain degree, and I wish people would just kind of just come to terms with that. And when it does come to racism, I honestly would respect the overt racist than a closeted one.
Because I know what you about.
I will even have a conversation with you because I know at that point, I know that at some point I can not fuck with you, or I respect you for your beliefs, and okay, yes. I respect you enough to know to be like, you know what, all right, that's your life. Live your life.
Yeah, I don't have to be nice to you at this point.
I don't have to be nice to you. No, it's not even about being nice. I just don't have to fuck with you. I don't need that energy in my life.
When I walk into a room, I don't have to speak to you.
I don't have to fuck with you.
I can walk, you know, being in the South, we learned that, you know, when you walk into a place and there's people in there, you are the person that needs to acknowledge everybody in the room. It's not their place to do it because you just walked in.
Right.
But if you're racist or whatever, I can bypass you and talk to everybody else and not feel bad about it.
And that goes into anything. That's even beyond race. That's just beef in general. I think a lot of altercations could be resolved if you can just respect the idea that if you don't like somebody,
just say that shit.
Just don't like them and be with it. But people, I don't know, people have this dick measuring contest sometimes, and I think that's why people always end up getting killed, especially in our own community, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm beefing with you and it's probably over something dumb as fuck.
It's always over something dumb.
If I'm beefing with you and we have a moment, if it's been established that we don't like each other, then I can just say, you know what? I don't need to be around you.
But
if I know that you're gonna,
it's real easy for me to do. Like,
yeah,
there's one nigga. He's a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with this dude at all. Every time I see this dude, I want to smack him in the face, and he knows that shit. So he keeps a clear distance. But I keep it 100. Every time I see this motherfucker and whatnot, he try to speak, and I'll be like, you know, I don't fuck with you like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so let's just go ahead and keep our distance from that shit. He know it, I know it, and that's what it is. I don't fuck with you like that. Move around.
To me, it's more respectful to just acknowledge the fact that you don't like each other.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no disrespect in doing that because you can both agree to say, okay, you know what, we just ain't compatible like that. So you stay over there.
He got me for $900, man. So
and even if you are in the same room with each other, because you can still be in a room with people that you don't like. Just don't fuck with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, what people do, they let their emotions get into the way, and they feel like they get dissed, and they want to be they feel like being the bigger man and solving it by having an altercation.
Try to play me, man.
There's no need for an altercation. Just don't like the person because at the end of the day, everybody ain't supposed to like you anyway. If everybody likes you,
something ain't right.
Something is wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said it on the last episode. There is something for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody, but there's somebody for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just fucking live with that. The world will be a much more peaceful place. Go toke up and chill. Man, but we'll talk about We'll talk about drugs on the next episode. Because I do have a question about that too. But
yeah, because I want to talk about this movie. I gotta watch it first.
What movie?
It's coming out next year, but I gotta say I saw a trailer the other day. It's called Cocaine Bear.
I saw somebody talking about that on Twitter. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go look it up. Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Well, watch it, and we'll talk about it on the next one.
What is it on? What is it on?
It's just look up the trailer. The movie ain't out yet.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah. All right, bet. Is there anybody that you need to shout out?
No, not at the moment, man. I'm good.
Okay, I'm sitting here really trying to think. I don't think I have anybody to shout out this week.
Oh, yeah, Crystal. Hope you're feeling better because she.
Yes, Crystal.
I really hope you're feeling better and
speedy recovery.
Yeah. We're praying for you. I know I talked to her the other day. She was fine. She, just the regular shit that's going on, stuffy, aches and pains.
Yeah, she said she had the flu.
But just wants you to get better.
So with that being said, shout out to our one patron, Crystal Saldana. We appreciate your support. We do wish you a speedy recovery. Also, if you want to support the show as well, if you want to become a patron yourself, just go ahead and visit the link below. If you enjoy the show, you enjoy the content, I know y'all out here watching these clips. All you gotta do is just like them joints. I know y'all watching these clips. God damn it. Stop skipping past the clips. Stop watching these clips and not hitting the like button. All right, hit the like button, and then when you do it, comment on it. All right, comment on it, and when you comment on it,
you smash that like button. Say something.
Share that shit. All right. And yes, most importantly, smash the like button.
Subscribe, goddammit.
Subscribe, man. We need y'all. But nah, if you like it, go ahead and support the show. Do that. Also, if you want to get merchandise, we got a merchandise link in the description below. So I think that's pretty much it. That covers everything. I know we got to get up out of here. Oh,
yeah, I'm just gonna buy me a mattress, man.
I smoked some ribs the other day, and I'm about to go dig into them shits.
Word. Yeah, look up this other stupid ass shit I saw. Corn ribs.
Was it invented by white people?
Most likely. Just think about it. What they do is they take the corn on the cob and they carve the cob to where it looks like a rib, and you got the corn on the top of the cob, and they shape it like a rib, and they put seasoning on there, and that's pretty much it.
What do they do with the corn that they shave off?
They don't shave the corn off. They take the cob part and they just curve it into a rib shape and put seasoning on it.
So you're just eating corn on the cob?
Yes.
All right, so until next week, we'll catch y'all later, man. Peace.